Something must be wrong with her, I suspected. She kept on swaying back and forth, and about a moment later, she stumbled right out onto the road, right as a car came racing toward her. Oh, frick?
Your sword. Find it. Quickly.
Oh! Wait, what? Hey, yo! Hey, yo! How's it going, everybody? HoodlaMutt here, back with some more Chaos Head Noah. And, last time, I don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Look, okay, I learned my lesson, okay? I said I learned it other times. This time I never hit green ever again. It's just not happening. I don't hit the green button. The green button equals the things that I'd rather not see. That's what it equals. So that is what I have come to. There's no convincing me otherwise, I think now. So we only have two options. It's either hit the red button or don't hit anything, I think, at this point. So aside from that, we met Aoi Seno, I believe was her name, and she had a big sword. And she asked us if we could see it. And so that kind of led us to believe we have some sort of supernatural abilities of some kind. So that was interesting. That was the most, it was one of, it was the most pertinent thing that happened last episode. That's what I'm gonna say. Aside from that, and the obvious, we also got a what was it, an email, or it was when we were looking stuff up after Grimm told us to do so, or whatever, about the new gen stuff, that we saw stuff about needing type B blood, I believe, type B blood. That was something that was that came back from a prior episode. We also had a strange encounter with our sister. We went out to this world's version of what was it called? Was it? It's not McDonald's. It's not McDonald's. What is it? It was McDougal's or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, we went there and had spent some time with her. And aside from that, there's something else I'm missing. I can't remember what it is. But apparently I didn't care enough to remember it. So I was too overwhelmed by the ending of, or at least the ending section of last episode. So anyway, now we're here. And we're just going to get back into it and see where it goes from here. I just know never to touch the green button ever again. Despite everything going on, I had to go to school 3 times this week. Somebody kill me. A mysterious screech resounded from far away. The sudden nature of it made me jump, and when I slowly looked in the direction it came from... what are you doing here? Oh, probably going to school, right? Crap.
Big bro!
Nanami rushed toward me with staggering speed. I tried to run away, but it was too late. She'd already circled around me and blocked my path. She always did have amazing reflexes.
Hey! Why'd you try and run away when you saw me?
Maybe because you're incredibly annoying?
Jeez, you're always so quick to clam up like that.
Darn it! Why had she decided to go to Suime of all places? That decision had done nothing but cause me endless pain and suffering. Whenever she ran into me on the way to school, she always stuck her nose into my business without fail.
Hey, do you like your new cell phone? Are you using it? Let me guess. Probably not, right? It's been days and days since we bought it, but you haven't called home a single time. That's how I know.
Doing my best to break free, I started speed walking, but Nanami was determined to keep up.
You could at least call home and let us know you're alive, you know. That's what we bought it for in the first place. And if you can't bear to do that for whatever reason, you can just call me. Because Mom's worried about you. Have you been eating right? Ugh, why'd I even ask? You've probably been surviving off nothing but stuff from the convenience store. I knew you'd be helpless living on your own. Just come back home, you butt.
Dang, got him. Frickin' flamed him.
Do you have any idea how I feel whenever I come to check up on you? I'm always so worried about you. I just can't help it.
Kinda wholesome. Shut the heck up! What the heck's your problem? Are you my mom or something? And stop talking about crap like this when we're on the side of the road. It's humiliating. I had already been feeling like crap, yet this witch had somehow managed to come along and make me feel even worse. Bro. There was nothing on this earth more embarrassing than walking to school with your younger sister. The situation came about quite often in Eroge. Heck, I'd always longed for it to happen to me, but Nanami was nothing compared to 2D little sisters. Less than nothing. Ew. Come on, man. Dang it, world. Give me a cuter younger sister. No, dude, what the frick? Gosh dang it! It's because Yua, if Yua would have been cool, he could have changed, dang it. But no, no, he's this again. A slightly tense atmosphere hung in the air between us as we walked side by side towards school. I looked at Nanami to see if there was any chance of escape before we reached the gate. Even though she had been yammering on and on just a bit ago, she had fallen completely silent, now walking with an absent-minded look on her face. It even looked like her eyes weren't really focused on the road, but that was probably just my imagination. Her footsteps were unsteady. Something must be wrong with her, I suspected. She kept on swaying back and forth, and about a moment later, she stumbled right out onto the road, right as a car came racing toward her. Oh, frick? Hey, watch out! Panicking, I grabbed Nanami's arm and yanked her back. The horn of a car blared as it sped by. She'd just barely avoided getting run over. What? The heck are you doing, moron?
Huh? Huh?
Something happened to her, what the frick? Did she zone out? Did she become like another person, like what happened with Yua when we saw her on the side of the road, or like the opposite side of the road? Where she said, whose eyes are those eyes? Did something happen to her? Nanami blinked a few times, then tilted her head to the side.
Why did I do that? Huh?
I was at a loss for words. She was an honest-to-goodness freaking idiot. She didn't even understand her own actions. And for the record, that wasn't Moe. Not even close. Gosh darn it. Bro. Seriously. What were you doing? Are you trying to get run over?
Was there a car?
Yes, there was a car! What was up with this total freaking ditz of a sister?
Hey, big bro. That whirring sound just now. Didn't you hear it?
What? What was she talking about? I hadn't heard jack crap.
When I heard that sound, my head went all fuzzy for some reason. And over there...
Nanami pointed at the corner of the road.
I saw Mom and Dad. They were calling me.
When I looked to where Nanami was pointing, I didn't see our parents. Instead, I saw a creepy man standing in that exact spot. He wore a plaid shirt, fingerless gloves, jeans rolled up at the bottom, and white sneakers. He had a rucksack on his back that was filled to bursting. He looked like an otaku plucked straight out of Akihabara. Capping off his outfit, he was holding a video camera in one hand. Did he have a voyeur fetish or some crap? Hey, don't point at strangers. Gosh, what a rude sister. Besides, it'd make no sense for our parents to be here in the first place. They lived in Shimokitazawa after all. So something happened to her, what the frick? She just like zoned out and almost died because of it? What the heck?
That's so weird. I know I heard my name.
The man started looking our way. Then he pointed the camera lens at us. What the heck was wrong with him? Let's go, Nanami. Frightened, I quickly ran from the scene, leaving Nanami behind. Dude, come on, bro. Oh my gosh.
Hey! Big bro, wait for me!
Gosh dang it. Can't even protect his little sister. I'd continued to ignore Nanami until we got to school, upon which I'd ditched her to walk down the noisy as ever hallway toward my classroom. Okay, in all fairness though, he did save her from the car, but I'm just saying. Gosh dang it. When walking down the hallway, stay along the edge. Don't walk too fast or too slow. Don't make eye contact with anyone. Those were the 3 rules I always followed. That was how I didn't stand out in school. I transformed myself into an existence akin to air itself. That was my secret to success. Yo, Taku! Yet people like him definitely made it hard for it to actually work. Catching up to me from behind, Miss Mikun greeted me in his normal, overly friendly fashion by clapping a hand on my shoulder. What's up? Come on, you could at least greet me back. Well, whatever. I already know you're not really that kind of guy. Hey, remember that chick I was talking about a couple weeks back? From Class D? You know, the super cute one that doesn't come to school that often? Huh? Her name's Kishimoto Ayase. Wait, no? I was gonna say, that's that one. Nope, that was, Konoe, wasn't it? Wasn't that her name? Konoe? The one that we saw in that, one little kind of insert sequence, or I guess scene, I guess that was there. So this is a new girl, huh? Oh, this might be pink hair girl. Ayase, okay, I'll have to remember that. Anyway, I discovered something absolutely insane about her. Miss Mikun suddenly lowered his voice, then looked around us. It was just gonna be something vulgar, wasn't it? Already tired of his BS, I almost let out a sigh. Relatable.
So, you know Fess, right?
But what he said made me bite it back.
That Kishimoto chick?
She is Fess! Oh, really? Okay. Shoot, she comes to school now? What the frick? Or this school, I mean, specifically, she comes to our school? What the heck? That's crazy. Okay. Huh. Did she do it because of us? No, he said that she'd been coming since the beginning of the game, right? So, if I remember correctly. Huh. Okay. Interesting.
That really threw me for a loop. I can't believe Fess is a student at our school. And did you know she's in the same year as us, too?
For whatever reason, Miss Mikun leaned his upper body out the window, then gazed up toward the sky with a look of pure ecstasy.
This has to be that fate thing everyone's always talking about.
This was the 3rd floor. If he were to slip, he'd fall to the ground and break his neck, ending his life just like that. My anxiety steadily climbed as I watched him. Miss Mikun leaned farther and farther and farther out the window, before switching his gaze down toward the entrance beneath it.
Oh crap! Speak of the devil! Taku! I see Kishimoto! She'll be here any minute now!
Uh-huh. With so many coincidences piling up one after the other, maybe it really was fate. Not that I cared. Dude, wait, she made eye contact with us before. I wonder if she'll be like, do you remember me type of a deal? Like, you know, I wonder if, because I think she knows something about us. She knows something. Interesting. I just wonder if that's why she came to the school or not, like even way back then.
All right, I'll be waiting to pounce on her here. I'll show you a thing or two about picking up chicks.
Now, watch me work. He was brimming with self-confidence. Man, alpha males like him really were impressive. Picking up girls and all that was a completely different world to me. It wasn't even worth trying. Aw, dude. Bro, alpha males. No, he's kind of just he part of him he's kind of like all right, but the other part of him's kind of a tool. So, I mean, that's not what you should be seen as an ideal male figure, I guess, if you're gonna call it that. Takumi, come on, bro. We can still save you, I believe. There's still hope somewhere in this game, somewhere. Yeah, there she is. A few moments later, Fess, Kishimoto Ayase appeared. It was just like Miss Mikun said. She really was Fess. I made sure of that while observing her from a safe distance. I still couldn't believe she was in the same year as us. She was wearing a Sueme uniform. A distinct aloofness came from her expression as she walked slowly down the hallway. It gave off a completely different impression than the one she'd had on stage. Back then, despite her apathetic tone, I'd felt a sense of power and liveliness emanating off of her. But now, the aura she gave off felt listless and unapproachable. Ignoring this, likely deliberately, Miss Mikun strolled over to her with the same overly friendly attitude he always had with me, then casually stopped right next to her.
Yo, Kishimoto-san! Good morning!
Whoa. His smile was so invigorating, despite being so obviously fake. I had no idea how he was able to act like that around someone he barely knew. That's why we love him. That's why we admire him. Then again, I didn't really want to be him.
Oh yeah, I'm Miss Me Daisuke. Nice to finally meet ya.
Oh, wait. That might make you think we haven't met before, right? But nope, not true. So I went to a Phantasm concert the other day. And you know what that means? It means it's our second time seeing each other. She's gonna freaking knee him in the groin, isn't she? I'm having a freaking precognition. She's gonna be like, "Don't ever talk about my my alter ego here," and she's gonna freaking destroy him. Wait for a second. Wait, let's see if I'm right. And I just want to say, your voice from back then, how do I put this? It gave me chills. And it's not like I'm the type of guy to follow the herd, you know? Sure, I was taken in by your lyrics and how cute you are and stuff like that, but what impressed me the most was how perfectly in sync you and your band were. You know, like how perfect their sound and your voice worked together. You guys showed me what real harmony's like. Fun fact about me, I've always wanted to start a band. So, if it's cool with you, could you tell me how to find some bandmates? Or any other tips you think I should know? Oh, but that's kind of putting you on the spot, isn't it? So, maybe not. Wait, I know! Are you free after school today? How about we go and take some time to talk about it? Miss Me-kun just kept on talking and talking with no breaks. His tone was different than usual, and it was obviously fake. Not only that, but he wasn't hitting on her directly, instead using the band angle in order to invite her somewhere nonchalantly. I'd never heard this fun fact about Miss Me-kun wanting to start a band before. It had to be a lie. He was willing to go that far in order to win some points, to force a flag rather than obtaining it naturally. But... Oh, okay. Fess didn't even so much as look at him. Well, we're not hitting the green button, and I don't think this is a moment to hit the red button, so we're just not hitting anything. There has been no situation yet where hitting the green button has helped me. It was only lewd delusions, and it was even in the most public of public places ever. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. She simply continued to walk down the hallway at the same pace, as if not a sound had reached her ears. Hey! Are you listening? Suddenly, Fess stopped in her tracks. Her slightly lowered gaze slowly rose up, and then she looked at me. Oh my gosh, yep, she knows something. She knows! What the frick do you know? What do you know? Huh? Me? Come to think of it, the same thing happened at the concert. It felt like Fess was staring directly at me. Just in general, I'd been stared at by a whole bunch of freaky 3D girls over the past couple weeks. Gosh, what the heck was going on? Was I becoming popular now? Naturally, I averted my gaze, so I'd only met her gaze for just a second. Your sword. Find it. Quickly. Oh, wait, what? Dude, oh, bro. Okay, all right. Everyone's starting to freaking become freaking... Dude, this is like... We're in like Bleach right now. This is like, she's like freaking Rukia coming in and being like, we have some hollows to destroy, you know? It's like, and no one else understands or gets it. Like, what the frick? Oh my gosh, what is happening? So far we know her, Ayase. I'll probably end up just calling her Fess, but we know her and Seno are in on this. Bro, is Yua in on this? She can't be, right? Not, at least not right now. Maybe she'll become part of whatever this is that's going on, but I don't think she is. I think she's trying to figure stuff out. Bro, I don't know. This is kind of crazy. Suddenly, Fess spoke. Very little energy could be felt from her apathetic tone. I had no idea if those words were directed at me or Miss Mikun. A sword? If you do, you shall be granted salvation. What the frick? Whoa! When she finished whispering at what seemed like no one in particular, her eyes returned to the floor, and she began to walk away. That's so freaking anime. She slipped straight past me and entered Class D. Miss Mikun and I watched her go. The two of us completely and utterly lost. Hey, Taku? Miss Mikun was very clearly sulking. In the end, despite his efforts, Fess hadn't paid any attention to him at all. It must have been pretty rough to have her completely ignore his entire existence. But I wasn't used to that kind of thing. I've never had my pride torn to shreds like this before. You've lost your touch, Daisuke. Dang it. What a witch! All full of yourself just because you're a little famous. See, this is what I'm talking about. That's why he's not a role model, you see? He's kind of scummy, dude. He's kind of scummy. But he's also someone that I could see also changing around too. He's just gotta have a reason to. But like, gosh, that's pretty scummy, bro. I won't even bother trying again with an antisocial witch like her. Gosh dang it. This sucks. What was up with that finding a sword crap anyway? Made no sense to me. A sword? Could that possibly be referring to that mic stand thing she'd been using during the concert? Come to think of it, there'd been another person a couple days ago that interrogated me about a sword. That Senna girl. The one who was absolutely terrifying. I'd actually thought she was going to slice me in two. The sword she'd been carrying was a different shape than the one Fess had, but they had a similar aura to them. Could the two of them be connected somehow? I think so. I didn't know. There was way too much crap I didn't know. Shogun, the demon girl, Yua, Fess, Senna, swords. As was my old habit, I jotted down a list of all the things I didn't know enough about in my head. I'd meant to put myself as one final item on the list, but I decided against it. I was completely normal. It was the stuff happening around me that wasn't. That was the most obvious conclusion. Was Fess my ally? Or my enemy? It would be nice to know at least that much. Problem was, I didn't have the courage to ask her. Yeah, that is really crippling you right now, and able to. So that in you trying to find answers, you're totally crippled by your inability to talk to people. Today, I headed straight for Animate without stopping by at Cafe. The reason, of course, was to finally pick up my long-awaited Bloodtoon figure, Seratan, post-awakening version. While I was in checkout, Yua's face crossed my mind for a second, but I cut off those thoughts immediately. Are we gonna run into her here? Oh, bro. I glanced at the Seratans that were set on display in order to attract customers, but since the sculptor was Kojima Yoshio, not a single word needed to be said about their quality. I had to get home fast so I could enjoy every nook and cranny as soon as possible. Come on, man. As long as I could admire Sataton's face every now and then while I played ESO, I was content. So why did the entire third dimension do nothing but bring me trouble? It plagued me even now. I headed straight for my base in high spirits, forgetting all about Fess and swords and whatever else, and practically skipping the entire way home. Oh, he didn't run into her. Okay. Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Are we gonna have a run-in with them? Frickin' Bon and, what was his name, Sua? Okay. When I was about 50 meters away, I encountered two men who carried an unmistakably abnormal air about them. Oh, that's right, because he's a suspect. He's the prime suspect. I forgot. Wait, do they know it's him, though? Oh, they've probably been watching security cameras, right? And they probably see that he walks the same way home. Because I think he said that he has certain routes that he takes, right? Oh, no. No. Oh, no. They're going to get him. I attempted to pass by them without making eye contact, but they were very clearly watching me. You over there. Could we have a moment? The first of the two to call out to me was a dull, older man. One that looked like he belonged at a cycling racetrack gambling his life away. His hair was a mess, and his unshaved beard was somehow worse. He wore a worn-out old suit, a sloppily tied necktie, and dress shoes that didn't show a trace of being cared for. All of it came together to form an unparalleled example of a man who'd failed to get ahead in life. For some reason, the fact that he was flapping a fan at himself only served to further emphasize how pathetic he looked. His expression was similarly languid. His mouth curled into a flippant smile. And yet, when our eyes met for a split second, I knew then that he wasn't really smiling. There was nowhere to run. As I searched for something to reply to them with, the two men made their way up to me. In case you're wondering who we are... The older man took out a black badge from his suit and held it out toward me. It was the same kind of police badge you'd see in various TV shows, but it was obviously the first time I'd ever seen a real one. They've finally come for me. They could only be here for one thing: the crucifixion case. Mind if we ask you a couple questions? We won't force you, of course. Oh, no, don't worry. You can take it easy. We're not after you or anything. We just want to hear your take on things. Honest. The way he spoke didn't show a trace of trying to intimidate me. The other, younger detective, however, wore a strict expression as he nonchalantly moved to block my path. Sweat started running down my neck. If I made any wrong moves, they'd likely suspect me of being the culprit and haul me down to the station right then and there. I didn't want that to happen. Dude, what's gonna happen? Bro, I'm just predicting the future. What if he kind of becomes like a father figure to Takumi and teaches him how to actually be a human being? Bro, let's go. Because you could tell Bond's actually probably really cool, you know? He's got like straight up L energy, like for sure. Absolute L energy. He's totally just like, he like doesn't take care of himself, but he's just a thinker, you know? He's super smart and intelligent and stuff, you know? I wonder. I'm curious. I resigned myself, then gave a small nod. Let's see. Have you heard about what's commonly referred to as the new generation madness? I knew it. I wiped the beads of sweat off my forehead, then gave him a nod in reply. Then, you would also know about the third case, aka the crucifixion case, correct? It did happen right in this neighborhood, after all. We've been looking for witnesses. Oh, And while we're at it, could you tell me your name? A gulp forced itself down my throat. This wasn't some bait and switch crap, was it? Or maybe they were a bunch of con men who were only acting like policemen, while in reality, they were just mining my personal information so they could put it to ill use. They could even be the demon girl's underlings. You still there? Did we lose ya? If they started to suspect me, there'd be no end to it. What should I do? If I gave them a fake name, they might arrest me immediately. Oh, are you worried about protecting your personal info? Ouch, do I really look that untrustworthy? I'll say. Either way, his friendly way of speaking had to just be an act. Nishijo Takumi. In the end, I figured there was no way around it. That it was in my best interest to answer honestly. Nishijo Takumi. Kun. Mind if I call you that? I shook my head. You sure about that? Uh-huh. What was that supposed to mean? I had purposefully given him my real name. So what the heck was that reaction? Sorry, I'm just yanking your chain of skosh. Don't worry about it. The detective's unnatural laughter rang throughout the quiet residential area. Ugh. Just hurry up and let me go already. That uniform of yours. It's from Suime, ain't it? What year are you? Did I have to answer stuff like that? Second. Sorry, didn't catch that. I'm at that age where your ears start to go. Could you run that one by me one more time? I'm a second year. Second year. Got it. Alright then, Nishijo-san. As for what we wanted to ask you, where were you on the 29th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.? Were they asking me for my alibi? Did that mean they suspected me? That's ridiculous! Oh, it's not like we suspect you or anything. Just thought that if you were in the neighborhood, you might have seen someone suspicious or heard something. That's all. For some reason, the way the guy talked was really starting to get to me. Maybe talking in a way that deliberately agitated the subject was some kind of interrogation technique. Of course, I had seen someone suspicious. I'd seen someone very clearly, and with my own two eyes. But I wasn't sure if it would be a good idea to tell that to this shady old guy. What would I do if I told him, and then the demon girl came back for revenge? It seemed like the demon girl was letting me run free for now. But she still had Shogun on her side, and he was equipped with precognitive powers. So, by that logic, that must have meant that the demon girl had some sort of insane power as well. And if that was true, and I told the police about it, she might find out about it immediately because of her clairvoyance or whatever, and then she'd come to kill me right after. Say, Nishijo-kun, surely it isn't that hot out today, is it? My heart rate skyrocketed. If I stayed silent like this, they would absolutely suspect me of being the criminal. But at the same time, I was scared that if I lied and said I didn't see anything, they'd see right through me. The older man fanned me a couple times with his fan. A cool breeze rustled my hair. We're pretty deep into fall, after all, so I can't say I feel it's hot enough outside to be sweating. Well, No one's built quite the same way as anyone else, I suppose. Ironic, considering he was the one walking around with a fan. But he was right. It wasn't all that hot out today. It was perfect, actually. The kind of temperature you'd actually enjoy spending time in. I'd wiped the sweat off my forehead with my sleeve countless times now. I didn't do it. Oh? The look in his eye shifted. I realized that I'd slipped up, but I had no idea what exactly had tipped him off. You said it really in a very sketchy way, dude. You're like, I didn't do it out of nowhere, right? Like, what the heck? What do you mean you didn't know what tipped him off? He probably is just gonna be like, nah, I'm just messing with you, but still, it's kinda interesting. What didn't you do? They definitely suspected me. I had to answer honestly. Staring at the manhole cover right beneath my feet, I began to blurt out everything. I saw something. At the crucifixion crime scene, there was a girl. She was standing in front of the body, and her hands were covered in blood. There were tons of stakes stabbed into the corpse. There had to be over 500 of them. It was so messed up. The body, it looked almost like a hedgehog. The girl, she looked at me, and she said, "Thank goodness." And then she smiled at me. That girl, she's not human. She's a demon. She's the culprit behind New Gen. She's a being that transcends humanity. She has precognition and super strong ESP and... Upon saying that much, I realized the two detectives were staring at me with their eyes wide. Maybe they didn't believe me. Thinking that, I clamped my mouth shut. A demon, huh? I see. That's very helpful. I'm telling the truth. Uh-huh. I know. I never doubted that. You've given us some valuable information. Please get the police to protect me. Before we do all that, do you know how old the girl was? Her clothes, her facial features, stuff like that'll also do. A Suime uniform. Suime? You mean Suime Academy? She was wearing a Suime uniform. In other words, she goes to the same high school as you, Nishijo-kun. After simmering on that for a moment, the old man grinned. He then muttered something that could be either an actual question or him just mumbling to himself. See, he must believe us. He must have thought all this, but he can't tell the police corps or anything because they'd be like, "What, a demon? What, you're off your rocker, Bon," and all that crap, right? They'd be like, "He's just some old has-been, whatever, wannabe, trying to still thinks he's got a chip on his shoulder or whatever, I can't think of the cool words they say." You know what I mean, though? They probably wouldn't believe him, but he's like, when he hears this all coming from Takumi, he probably realizes he can trust him because of how skittish he is. So that's my guess, maybe. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling he's going to be like, all right, yeah, this kid, he's just backing up what he's been thinking up till now. What year she's in, I wonder? No, dude, come on. You're not gonna really do that, are you? Are you freaking serious? I mean, I know why he's probably doing it, is to get him to calm down and to, just be like, all right, thanks anyway, so that he can not seem suspicious, but bro, brother, my guy, come on, not you too. You were like my one hope. You were supposed to help my boy Takumi. You can't act like a degenerate too. You can't. No. Sua, it's up to you. It's up to you to be like the older brother figure who he can look up to and be like, I want to be part of the police corps too. Someone has to help him, please. What do you think, Nishijo-kun? I don't know. All right, then what's her name? I don't know that either. I don't know that demon's name. What about her height and weight? Oh, and while you're at it, her measurements? What was up with this old man? Was he screwing with me? How was I supposed to know even a single one of those? Oh, bro, what if he was the homeless guy that he thought he saw with a camera? Dude, I bet he was the homeless guy, bro. Yo, I wonder. I just thought about that. Did he think I could instantly get all of those measurements from a single glance? Oh yeah, sure. I absolutely had such a stupid power. Oh wait, no I didn't. Because this wasn't a freaking rom-com manga. So, you clamming up over there telling me you don't know. No big deal. You've been a big help today. I've got to head back to HQ and consider all this carefully. Sir? Are you serious? Waving his hand to silence the dumbfounded younger detective, the older man signaled something to him with his eyes. Yup, he was just trying to calm him down. He's onto something, bro. He knows like the stuff we're figuring out already. Bro, okay. Oh, before I forget, Nishijo-kun, could you tell us how to get a hold of you? Uh-huh. Why? I knew they wouldn't believe me. They wanted to label me as some nut job and falsely accuse me of everything. Well, you said there was a demon girl, didn't you? We've got to protect you from it somehow, no? Oh. So that was why he'd asked. Oh, thank God. They actually believed me. If I could get the police to protect me, it would be incredibly reassuring. Yes, the enemy was a demon, so the police would only get one shot if they went up against her. But it was better than being unarmed. Feeling slightly relieved, I took out the phone I had bought a few days prior and showed him my phone number. The younger detective scribbled it down in his notebook. Well then, time for us to jet. Thank you for your time. We'll keep you safe, so don't you worry. Alrighty, if we have any more questions, we'll give you a ring, so keep your ears peeled. Make sure not to pretend like you're not there or something, you hear me? As of now, you are an invaluable asset to the police. Oh, did they try calling him? Was he the one they tried calling the first time? How would they have gotten his number? Well, I guess they're the police. They probably can get stuff like that. Okay. Uh-huh. Your eyewitness testimony could be exactly what we need to blow this case wide open. Have a good one. The two detectives bowed their heads and promptly took off. After taking a glance at me over his shoulder, the younger detective whispered something to the older one. The older man paid him no mind and simply continued to walk. I let out a long, long sigh. That was intense. It was the first time I'd ever been questioned by actual detectives. I'd acted pretty suspicious without meaning to, but they'd believed me anyway. Somehow. Yeah, it's because he never suspected you in the first place, that's probably why. Gosh, I'd give anything for the police to arrest the demon girl. Then again, the police didn't have any special powers, so maybe I should keep my expectations low. I then noticed that my mouth had gone incredibly dry without me realizing, so I redirected myself to the nearest vending machine and got myself a cola.